Hey everybody, Matty here with Altcoin Buzz. Happy Thursday. Hope you're having a great one. We are talking today about the Bitcoin halving, which is now actually less than 5 days away, but Forbes is covering that in conjunction with the US national debt, which is about to hit $25 trillion. In a way, it's almost serendipitous that those two are happening at the same time. Then you have Dan Morehead of Pantera Capital that's saying Bitcoin could hit $115,000 in just over a year in August of 2021 based on a certain metric. We have this investor letter by Pantera blockchain on the macro impact of Bitcoin. We then have a Tomochain giveaway that we're going to alert you to. There's also the Tomochain Excalibur hard fork upgrade, which is coming in just a few days time. We'll let you know about that. We'll let you know about an AMA that is being organized with Altcoin Buzz and Tomochain. That is happening on the 12th of May. And we're also doing our giveaway on the 12th of May. We'll be giving away $20 worth of Tomo. For that, we have more details coming up in the rest of this video. Then we have a follow-up on that major announcement by Chiliz. Alexander Dreyfus was teasing it. They have partnered with the UFC, a major announcement in the form of a UFC partnership for Chiliz. We'll close things out with that. Let's first, however, guys, take a look at the markets today on CoinGecko.com. We're sitting currently at a market cap of $256.8 billion. Bitcoin is doing pretty well and has risen despite relative and moderate losses in altcoins. Bitcoin right now at the time of this recording, $9,300, probably in anticipation of the upcoming halving, which is again about 4.5 days away, as you can see here by the ticker at the top of the screen. All that to say that the dominance is rising, perhaps again in anticipation. Bitcoin's dominance currently at 66.4%. Here now on Forbes.com, Bitcoin halving in 5 days, again now 4.5, and US national debt to hit $25 trillion. Again, a serendipitous convergence of figures and metrics here, because I think the less really confidence that people have in traditional fiat systems such as the US dollars, perhaps the more people have conversely in things like Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. You guys know most of the story here. The first Bitcoin halving occurred in 2012, followed by the second in 2016 and 17. And we now have on the 12th of May of 2020, the third Bitcoin halving. And we only really have two historical precedents to base number projections on, but typically speaking, about, 3 to 4 or 5, 6 months after the halving, that's where we really start to see a settling of the dust and the rhythm of the new miners, the new people producing Bitcoin. Those that have dropped out are going to drop out by then. So about 6 months down the line, I think in my opinion, and in the opinion of some other analysts, is when you're going to see price movement in one form or another. All the reasons, guys, that Bitcoin is different, you guys pretty much know this. What I wanted to talk about is the unprecedented US national debt. We've discussed this at length in recent videos, I think ever since really the outbreak of the coronavirus pandemic. But, we asked a very telling question once, and an interesting philosophical pontification, I suppose, is, let's say the US government can print $1 trillion, $2 trillion, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, $10 trillion. Effectively, they can print whatever they want. They can create a $1 billion bill tomorrow. The Federal Reserve can authorize that, and they can hand that out to every American in the world. So if it's just a question of money, then why not just print more and more, print themselves out of this problem? Well, I think you're kind of starting to understand the issue here, and the problem is that money is only backed up by the labor and the manufacturing that supports those dollar bills. And the more money that the U.S. wantonly prints, the closer it's going to get to a state of hyperinflation, akin to what we've been seeing in Venezuela and in other countries, both in modern times and historically speaking. So an interesting piece here on Forbes. Again, they're kind of warming up to Bitcoin more and more. Final thoughts here I think are worth summarizing. Nobel Prize winner and renowned American economist Professor Milton Friedman previously and famously once said, quote, "I think the internet is going to be one of the major forces for reducing the role of government. The one thing that's missing, but that will soon be developed, is a reliable e-cash." So Forbes asks, could this be Bitcoin or perhaps something else? Here are some big questions to think about. Namely, if the Federal Reserve continues to print money in the next 1 to 2 years, at what point would that make people lose faith in the dollar? How will the current economic climate impact the Bitcoin's price during the halving? And could the Bitcoin halving event combined with intense economic uncertainty result in a new class of millionaires? I think so. With time and eventually, I think that will be the case. You also have individuals like Dan Morehead of Pantera Capital weighing in on the issue. Hashtag Bitcoin could hit $115,212 in August of 2021 based on the change in the stock to flow ratio across each halving. And more details can be found here in the image that he appended here, post Bitcoin halving rallies. Again, we only have 2 historical precedents from which to make a trajectory for current data, but if we at least rhyme with history to a certain degree or another, we should see an uptick based on the supply and demand, based on the perceived scarcity of Bitcoin. We should see that uptick a few months down the road following this May 2020 halving. For a very full breakdown and a comprehensive perspective on Pantera's view on the issue, check out this macro impact on Bitcoin letter to their investors summarizing April 2020. This was released on the 4th of May, and it's a pretty lengthy read, but if you want to really get up to speed on where Pantera sits as a firm and an organization and what it is that they're trying to convey and what their opinions are, check this one out. We'll link to it on the in the description below. You can find it on medium.com. All right, guys. Well, not only is the Bitcoin halving 4 days and 13 hours away, we also have the Tomochain Excalibur hard fork upgrade that is happening in just over 5 days. And good news, Altcoin Buzz is doing a joint giveaway with CoinGecko. All you have to do is leave your Tomo addresses in the comments below, and one lucky person will win $20 worth of Tomo on all the videos that we've created between now and the 12th of May. Again, all you have to do is comment with your Tomo address, and if you have a comment with an address, you can be selected at random on the 12th of May for, again, $20 worth of Tomo in celebration of the upcoming Tomochain Excalibur hard fork upgrade. The prize in Tomo will be sent and be sponsored by CoinGecko.com, so our thanks for their partnership in this endeavor. At Altcoin Buzz IO asks on Twitter, what's the significance of Tomochain's Excalibur hard fork? What plans for TomoX adoption? When Coinbase? When Tomo Moon? Use hashtag TOMO AMA to submit your questions for the upcoming Tomochain AMA Ask Me Anything with Longvong22 and Kin Chatter Vedi exclusively on youtube.com/altcoinbuzz, and that is happening on the 12th of May. So again, here are the details. An AMA, an Ask Me Anything on the 12th of May 2020. It's starting at 9 a.m. Pacific time. Tomochain AMA, again with our guests Long Vuong and Kin Chatter Vedi. You'll definitely want to check that out. And as a reminder, again, that is happening the same day of our giveaway of Tomochain, so keep listing those addresses below. Finally, today we have some very exciting altcoin news. Guys, we talked about Litecoin before partnering with the UFC. Well, now we have, I suppose, an underdog that is quickly no longer an underdog. They're quickly filling out and becoming a much bigger player in the space. At Altcoin Buzz IO tweeting, incredible. Chiliz partners with the UFC. Of course, we had Alex Dreyfus the other day that was teasing the fact that there's a new partnership that's going to be announced where he's going to be partnering with somebody, or I should say Chiliz will be partnering with somebody with tens of millions of fans. There was some conjecture as to whether or not that would have been an individual athlete. He said specifically it was not a football team per se. And now we have UFC and Chiliz that have announced a global partnership. Taken here from the official website, UFC.com. UFC and Chiliz announced global partnership. Chiliz, hashtag CHZ, a leading fintech company in the sports space specializing in blockchain-based fan engagement, together with UFC, the world's premier mixed martial arts organization, have announced an exclusive global partnership. Chiliz offers blockchain-based fan engagement solutions for the sports and entertainment industry through their fan voting and reward app Socios.com, which aims to create a closer connection between fans, their favorite teams, and their favorite athletes. The partnership will enable UFC to capitalize on Chiliz fintech experience in the sports space, creating further opportunities to grow the UFC brand and increase fan engagement through innovative blockchain tech and mobile app solutions. I mentioned the name of the CEO and founder of Chiliz and Socios.com, Alexander Dreyfus. He said, quote, by partnering with Chiliz, UFC now have access to a captive audience of fans from some of the biggest sporting organizations on the planet, creating an unprecedented opportunity opportunity to attract new followers. This exciting partnership is the first major example of how we can use blockchain tech to create incredible engagement opportunities, not only for our fan token partners, but for other leading enterprises too. Wonderful news, guys. We're really just at the outset of this story, but it seems to be a very organic matchup. Kudos to Chiliz and Alexander Dreyfus on this announcement and this partnership. I think it's going to be a fruitful one going forward. Let us know your thoughts about it, of course, in the comments below. But that about wraps it up for today, everybody. Do be sure you're following us on all the regular social media channels and keep checking back into altcoinbuzz.io for all the latest. And go ahead, like, subscribe, share, and hit the bell to receive notifications, guys, if you've enjoyed today's video. Best of luck if you choose to invest on this Thursday. Everybody have a great one. And as always, we do hope to see you again soon in our next piece. Take care.